Hey, all gravity. Any day above ground, live it. Hey. The white vote, boy, the white vote. Listen, if we have to rely on the white vote to get what we want, we might as well just go do it ourselves. Boy, them white folk, man. Oh, white folk gonna doom this country. I'm just gonna say it. White folks are gonna doom this country. They do too much. And some of the stupid things I heard last night after Trump's town hall, boy, let's just add this to the list. Let's just add this to the list, but we're not going to waste time with this. We're not going to waste time with this. Let's just get into it. Now, again, I did a recap of not a recap. I actually streamed the entire town hall last night. So y'all can check the archive on the live stream section of my channel. It was fun last night. I mean, we had a couple trolls show up in there. We sniped them real quick. Shout out to Blacklight Revelations. But folk, mm, 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 mm.
And folk, them white people lost their mind.
Yep, they lost their mind last night. Tabernacle. We are on CNN's official YouTube page. They did a recap of Trump's performance. Anderson Cooper and them. Boy, when you listen to these white folk and their answers to these questions, man, we are in trouble. The majority don't know anything. And this goes for both sides. But let's listen to what they said.
Sense of how tonight's town hall with the former president played with some of New Hampshire's Republican and undeclared voters who were in the audience. We're going to go to CNN's Gary Tuckman, who's with a group of them now. Gary?
Fair use.
Anderson, 8 people were with. They were in the audience. What they also have in common is none of them have voted in the past for either Joe Biden or Hillary Clinton. 6 of them voted for Donald Trump in the past. 1 didn't vote in the past 2 elections. 1 was too young to vote. But that's what they have in common. That most
Number
of them
white people, listen.
are Trump supporters. What I want to ask you first of all is, do you think, show of hands, anybody think Donald Trump looks better after this town hall? Any of you think he looks worse? Any of you think the same thing about him as you did when you walked in? So all of you feel that way. First thing I want to ask you about, Donald Trump, we have to be blunt about it, is not a truth teller. That's the way he's always been when he was a businessman. He's been a politician. He has lied about.
I didn't realize that Donald Trump was the model for the lying politician. I did not know this. We learn something every day, do we not, family? Every day we learn something new. The things that we tell them every time about white folk, they say that we're crazy, we're being racist and xenophobic in Chicago. Now they're saying it. Hell with them. Anyway, let's see who's in here before we continue. PD Chicago, hello. Torian, what's up? What's up? I loved your video this morning. Operation Protect the White Boy, even if he's Latino. Yeah, that's a lot of dislikes. We gonna get there. Quatmon, good morning. Yeah, they all in their feelings because it was a successful town hall in real life. These people are cherry picked. We'll see. We shall see. Greets, hello. We shall see. Yes, and if you can't see, they have 3,031 likes or 3,858 dislikes. Yeah, and I'm done with CNN was trending. Let's see.
The 2020 election, stuffed ballot boxes, it's all made up. He's lost dozens of court cases. Does it bother you that he keeps talking about 2020 and not 2024? I'll ask you first. This is Jonathan Leslie. He's 40, Republican, voted for Trump twice. How do you feel about those lies?
So I feel like part of it's also the media narrative, as you guys asked him the first question at the town hall about the 2020 election, rather than current stuff.
So don't you think he could say it's time for me to start talking about 2024 and not lies that aren't true?
Couldn't the media ask him a question about 2024?
Well, there were questions, but you're right. That was the first thing, but that's something that was on our mind. And that's why I was asked first. Mike McLaughlin.
I ain't gonna hold you. We finna go back. I ain't gonna hold you. Fam, why does my man look like the actor from Superman and Lois? I ain't gonna hold you. He looks like the actor from Superman and Lois. He looks like this man. He does. I think this is his doppelganger. Look again.
You start talking about 2024, not lies that aren't true.
Couldn't the media ask him a question about 2024?
Well, there were questions, but you're right. That was the first thing, but that's something that was on our mind.
Ooh, he talking
Mike
spicy.
McLaughlin, he's 21. He is undeclared, which is what you do in New Hampshire if you want to be independent. But he voted for Trump in 2020. Mike, same thing to you. What do you feel about Trump continuing to talk about
Ricky Jones, hello.
truths from 2020?
Personally, I'm getting tired of hearing about it. I'm very much more so interested in the problems that we face now, and I would prefer to hear him discuss the present issues more so than going to the past.
65-year-old Stephen Farnsworth, Republican.
Sensible answer. Sensible answer.
Voted for Trump twice. Your opinion about that?
Well, I think that he's committed to it. That's what he feels. That's what he thinks.
Well, do you
And
think he
he's not
thinks
gonna-
that, or do you think
No,
he
I-
just keeps saying it to try to will it for people like you to believe
He
it?
No, I
wants
think
to
he actually
smack
thinks
him.
it.
You do,
No, he may.
even though he keeps losing in the courts over and over again.
He does say what's on his mind.
Okay. Do you think so? That it was
I'll,
a rigged election?
I'll abstain.
You'll abstain. Okay.
Good answer. Good answer. Good answer.
The next person on our list, 64-year-old, and you don't mind me saying your age, Cindy Oning, do you?
Not at all.
Okay, we were joking about that
For at least
before.
one more month.
Yeah, she's a Republican. She didn't vote in the past two
Lord
presidential
have
elections.
mercy.
How come you didn't vote? A, and B, what do you feel about the continuation of these lies about 2020?
You know, I don't know what's a lie anymore, but I think there needs to be a new narrative.
And what's the new narrative?
Current situations that
That you look like one of the goddamn hyenas from the Lion King. That's the net. Lord have mercy. Fam, that's white supremacy right there. That's white supremacy. That was mean. I shouldn't have said that. That was wrong. That was wrong. I shouldn't have said that.
If you're not careful, I'll give you a look at.
Damn. Whew. That's a strong face. That is a strong face. Let's continue.
are, you know, involving all of us.
Current situations. But when you say you don't know what's a lie is a lie. I mean, all these courts have said that one of the stuffed ballot things he's talking about was in Fulton County, Georgia. No stuffed ballots. I was there. I was watching with my own eyes. I mean, none of it's true. And I think a lot of people think he tries to will it to be true. Would you agree with that?
Yes.
Okay.
Why does he sound like a professor trying to tell you that you're wrong, even though you described and worked out the problem and showed your work? He's still trying to tell you you're wrong because you didn't use his method or her method. She looks like she wants to go home now.
That corner right there, that's Noel Licata. He's 18. First election coming up. He's currently undeclared, but leaning Republican. What do you feel about him still talking about 2020 and these things?
I don't think anybody wants to hear about 2020 at this point. Everybody wants to hear about 2024, the future, and what comes after that. And he did not talk enough about that tonight.
Alyssa Malloy. Alyssa's 37. She's a registered Republican, voted for Trump twice. Your feeling about this?
I think it's time to move on from the election, the 2020 election.
Do his fibs offend you?
I think he truly believes it.
You do too.
I think that's what he truly believes. I think a lot of his supporters believe it. Not all of them, but there are a lot of people who do believe it. And he tries to, go along with that. And I would agree that he wills it to be true.
Let me ask 22-year-old Cooper Walsh, who is also undeclared but voted for Trump in 2020. Do you think Trump believes that stuff?
I definitely do think he believes it. I think he's very passionate about it, or else he probably wouldn't still be talking.
He got the situation. They brought out the situation. Oh no, they did. They got him from the Jersey Shore and he brought out the situation. Lord have mercy. They got all the stars out tonight. They got the hyena from goddamn Lion King, and now they got the situation. I know that's not the situation. I'm just saying. This would be the situation if he was a true hard stomping Republican. Damn. All right, go ahead, situation. Do your thing.
About it, but I think that it's time for him to move on. He needs to talk about what he's going to accomplish in 2024. And I also think the media shouldn't have focused on the huge segment on the 2020 issue. We already know what he thinks about it. I think we should be talking about more of the other issues that the questions had in the audience.
But would it be helpful, Karen Olson, who's 56, she's undeclared, not registered Republican or Democrat, but voted for Trump twice. Wouldn't it be good if he would just say, I'm ready to move on. It's 2024. I'm going to stop lying. I'm going to be honest about it and move on. Wouldn't that be helpful? And then the news media wouldn't ask him about it if he would acknowledge it.
I'd like him to move on. I would like him to stop talking about it, but it is his opinion. So you have to attach that caveat, lie all the time. It just keeps it going. So it's his opinion, and he has a right to have it.
All right, just yesterday, a 9-member jury found Donald Trump liable for sexual abuse. And he's continuing to mock Jean Carroll, this woman who was sexually abused, according to this jury. He also says that that was rigged. You know, this not only is a jury of his peers, he's a New Yorker. He may live in Mar-a-Lago right now, that mansion in Palm Beach, Florida, but he was born and raised in Queens, New York, wanted to make it big with his father in Manhattan, did. He's a New Yorker.
Okay, sir. What are you trying to say about New York, sir? Okay, now I'm offended. What are you trying to say about New York? Oh, you're trying to say we lie all the time? Oh, we know, Torin. Yes, this is Fox News Light. Yes. Ricky Jones, hello. No. I got a problem with this now. What are you trying to say about New York, my man? Your headquarters is New York. I know they have CNN Center down here, but CNN, most of your people are either in New York or DC. What are you trying to say, sir? And then you knocked Queens. All right. Let me be professional here. JB Easy. Hello. Let me be professional.
New Yorker. This was truly a jury of his peers. How does it make you feel that he's still making fun?
By the way, the juries of his peers even said that they didn't believe the woman. So how about that?
Of this woman. I'm going to ask the woman that question.
It's uncomfortable. It's definitely uncomfortable. And I just don't know what to think anymore.
How do you feel about that?
It makes me uncomfortable. I haven't followed it too closely. So I agree. I don't feel like I have a strong opinion.
And how do you feel? I mean, this was a jury. These jurors weren't told, you have to say this. This is our system in the United States of America. This is an amazing system. It's not a perfect system, but it is an amazing system, particularly compared to lots of other countries. They agreed on this. And here he is at this town hall today. I've never met her before, and just making fun of her. How did that make you feel as a woman?
I didn't really care.
There it is.
I don't know enough about the case. Women.
Remember, family, I'm done with this video. Family, remember, they didn't care in 2016 when he said grab him by the thing. They didn't care. They still voted for him, even though everybody was demonizing him for it. They still voted for it. White women went up 44%. But yeah. Guess what? He's going to get a bigger share of the white female vote this time around. You watch what I tell you. But there was that, family. Where the feminists, DD Phoenix, hello. Where the feminists, they are where Gloria Allred is. Muff diving. That was fucked up. I shouldn't have said that. Shame on me. McFack, hello. I am not going to go down Trump's road. Will not do that. But yes, if you have just joined us, we are talking about the white vote and how they're going to doom this country because they are idiots. They are idiots. So we're going to move on to the next video, and you will love it. Tabernacle. Now, the town hall was on CNN, correct? Yes. But what did MSNBC say? Oh, Joe Scarborough pulled in. He went in for overtime, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, he did. He had some choice words, but I want y'all to peep his body language as he's talking. Fair use again.
Over Trump that he's actually going to lose because he keeps drilling down deeper and deeper into his base. But it is. I can't believe I'm going to use catastrophizing language here, but it was disgraceful on every level. It showed. I wouldn't say it's dangerous for democracy because we passed that a long time ago, but it showed the corrosive effects of Trumpism over 8 years. And I've got to say, the most shocking part was an audience who cheered on a president who tried to overturn American democracy. An audience that mocked and ridiculed a woman who a jury of her peers, Donald Trump's peers, found had been sexually assaulted.
Who again said that they did not believe her? They were going by the letter of the law.
Those Americans there last night turned that into a punchline, laughed and dismissed cops getting the shit kicked out of them.
Ooh, he cussing. It must have been past 10 o'clock. He cussing.
On January the 6th, beaten up over and over again, calling a cop a thug who
Cops are
actually
thugs,
was
sir.
trying to stop people from that.
Cops are thugs, sir. That's why we call them the thugs in blue. Or did you not know this? Somebody help me out. Somebody help me out. Interesting. See how they're protecting the cops? You see how they're protecting the cops? Yes, he dropped his pen. Yes, he's so mad. Look at him, he's so mad. Look at this white man. Look at this white man. You know how they always say you can't trust somebody with who doesn't have facial hair? Oh, Torian.
And folk, them white people lost their mind.
You finna get it again.
And folk, them white people lost their mind.
Torian, you know better than that. You know me, brother. I had to do it for you. This is your birthday present. I never got you a birthday present. Guess who Fox News brought outside to go talk? Your favorite, Miss Laura Ingraham. Torian about to go get something to drink. You don't want to hear none of this. It's 6 minutes and 19 seconds. I know you don't want to hear none of this. So go get yourself a drink, brother. Yes, Laura Ingraham, they said you have to work extra late. Let's hear what Fox News had to say about the town hall with the orange man. Fair use again.
Now, for the first 20 minutes of tonight's CNN town hall, moderator Caitlin Collins and the C-suite gang at CNN likely thought
Go
they'd
put it
caught
in the
Trump
kitchen and wait
very
10 minutes and go
well-coordinated
grab it
trap.
again.
2020 election, January 6th, E. Jean Carroll, and so on and so on.
I like that. Clan
Then
News
soon it
Network.
became
I like
clear
that.
they were the ones in a trap, and they were totally out of their league because Trump hammered them on issue after issue.
A country has to have borders. There's never been anything like is happening to our country
You
right
built
now.
about 52 miles of new wall. About
Okay,
52
can I
miles of
respond?
new wall.
This is what she does. I built hundreds of miles.
Can you say if you want Ukraine or Russia to win this war?
I want everybody to stop dying. They're dying. Russians and Ukrainians. I want them to stop dying.
But you won't say that you want Ukraine to win. You
You
said
know what
when
I'll
you were in-
say? I'll
when you
say
were in
this.
office-
I want Europe to put up more money. We had no inflation. We had the lowest energy prices we've had in decades. This country was rocking and rolling. And by the way, we had the most secure border in the history of our
But Mr.
country.
President, we
and now we have the
have more questions.
Joining me now, Mike Huckabee, former Arkansas governor, and Ben Domenech, editor-at-large for The Spectator and Fox News contributor. Now, Ben, if you had any doubts as to how CNN felt about this spectacle tonight, they apparently had allocated for this town hall 90 minutes, but it went less than 70 minutes. Isn't that odd? I mean, usually you want to go over because it's so compelling.
Oh my
But what
gosh,
does that tell you about how this went from their perspective?
It's as if they realized along the way, oh Lord, what have we done? we've introduced all of the things that made this guy a success. Again, thanks to CNN. Congratulations, CNN. Congratulations, Caitlin Collins. You have injected all of the kind of energy that this guy had before back into his effort to become president again. And look, I give it to him. It's in this situation, he responded to the questions that were put in front of him, and he knocked them out of the park. And what are we to be surprised about? When it comes to this, this is exactly the kind of forum in which he succeeds. We know this now, and CNN should know this now. There's no trap to be sprung. This is something that is just jet fuel for the kind of situation that allows Donald Trump to succeed time and again, which is confronting our media elite with the hypocrisies, the lies, and the ubiquitous elitist absurdities that they roll out over and over and over again in front of the American people, calling them for what they are.
Governor, I spot on analysis. And Governor, Trump kind of flipped the script on all of them when he was asked about Roe v. Wade.
Getting rid of Roe v. Wade was an incredible thing for pro-life. I consider the other side to be radical. Remember the debate with Hillary Clinton? I said, rip the baby out of the womb at the end of the 9th month. They will kill the baby in the 9th month. If you look at that crazy governor of Virginia from the former governor, where he said, no, the baby will be born, and then we'll decide essentially whether or not to execute the baby.
Mr. President,
Governor, he did that to Hillary so brilliantly in that 2016 debate, and he hasn't forgotten that trick of how to make them the radicals on the issue, which of course they are.
And neither have the voters, Laura. We all understand why he was able to be so successful, because he takes it straight on. He walked into the belly of hell tonight, faced the devil straight on, and he went in with a fire hose and a couple of ribeyes. And before it was over, he grilled the ribeyes, put the hose aside, and walked out with them having to shut the thing down because they ran out of soap.
What? What did he just say?
Beat it. Wash your ass.
How did he go in the belly of the beast? Why? Because CNN was hosting the town hall? Okay. He was in New Hampshire, the first state that runs their primaries. He was in front of nothing but white people. Where was he ever in trouble? Boy, and yes, that is her father. No, her. No, that might be. Is that the father? No, I thought the father died. It might be one of our uncles. I don't fucking know. But anyway, is that the daddy? I thought the daddy died. Maybe the daddy didn't die. Whatever. DSB ran out of soap. Facts. They telling on themselves. Ran out of soap. Boy. Kiana G, good morning. Oh God. He had it lined up perfectly. He went to a super white state and had a town hall, and the only person that gave him pushback was the moderator. That's it. He was never in trouble. This is why I said, Trump, you want to win this election, you got to come down and talk to black folks. Have a black town hall. Since you wanted to say that black Americans built this country, go talk to the people whose families built this country. I'm telling you right now, you do one town hall with black folks, I swear to God, you survive that, you will win the election by a tsunami. Because even people will say, you know what, I hate that man, but you know what, he sat there and talked to black folks. And we're talking majority 70 to 75% of black folks. And he didn't sweat. No, Arkansas. You know what's funny, Torian? Walmart's base of operations, their worldwide headquarters is in Bentonville, Arkansas, and they still have no soap in Arkansas. That's wrong. I shouldn't have said that. Shout out to Pine Bluff, Arkansas. That's a Black Wall Street. They got soap. But the rest of y'all, I don't know. I'm going to hell. Torian said he gonna talk to those blacks who kiss his ass, and that does not count. That's why I said he needs to go to Harlem. No, Harlem is gentrified. Come down to Atlanta. You will get Atlanta. Well, yeah, come down to Atlanta. Go to New Orleans, sir. They have some great etouffee down there. Go down there. Go to Mobile. Go to the DMV area. You're right there. Go to PG County. There you go. Go to PG County. Talk to some liberal black people. Stand in front of them. Talk to gated black Twitter. Go ahead. Impress me. Jackson, Florida, that's a little too small for him. You might as well go to Orlando. Go to Pine Bluff, Arkansas. There you go. Go to Jackson. And don't, talk about you're going to give out water bottles doing the Kobe. Don't do that because you will get jumped. Go talk to black folks, sir. Come on. It's not that hard. We don't bite. We're just going to ask questions that white people are not going to ask. And the first one is, how do you feel about reparations, young man? I'm telling you, if you say the right answer, everybody will throw their vote at you. I swear to you. No. Sherry Poole, good morning. No. Chicago, no. No. Cannot go to Chicago. Chicago will try to monopolize that and have him on the north side, on the Gold Coast. Cannot have that. No. No, no, no. I love Chicago, not Chicago. Yes, PG County. That's a perfect place. You're in DC. You can go stay at your hotel. You could go to either Charles County or Prince George's, and you go to Bowie, Upper Marlboro. Go talk to black folks. Please. Black light, hello. I do not want to see Trump on the Magnificent Mile. I do not want to see this. Come on, Trump. Hey, this is what you should do, Trump. If you do go to Chicago, Sherry, I'm gonna give you a scenario for him to go to Chicago. This is what he needs to do. And this might sound a little bit, stereotypical, but this is what he should do. When he gets to Chicago and he's going through the city, he on the Dan Ryan. First stop, he got to go to Harold's and talk to black folks on the ground. You know, Harold takes 45 minutes to make an order. He gonna have time to talk to black folks. Then when he's eating his food in the limos and he's going back down the Dan Ryan into the city to go to his hotel. Where is that, on Michigan? I think it's on Michigan. I ain't sure. After he gets ready and goes to this town hall, he really should do it at the Allstate Arena. That's where he should do it at. But he should do it at at Chicago Theater. Do it there. And 90% of the tickets have to go to black folks. Let's bring the South and West Side to that area. Scare the hell out of white folks. Before the show starts, he has to play Chicago house music. Again, I know this sounds stereotypical. Nobody wants to hear his theme song. Play Chicago house music. Have a house DJ there. And you spend an hour and a half and you talk to black folks and you answer their concerns and their questions with sensible, logical answers. And you must have proof of work and proof of concept. I'm telling you this right now. You do that, sir, you will win the election. You can even knock the new mayor all you want. No, you cannot play Kanye. No. No, I would rather he play Twister. But I want to hear Chicago house DJ music because black people invented that. I need that. I'm telling you, you will win Chicago. You will be the first Republican president in history, I believe, that will turn Chicago red. It will be great. Well, maybe since Reagan, you will turn Chicago red. Because I think Reagan won Chicago when he beat Goldwater. That's how you win. That's how you win, black folks. But we know he ain't going to do this. He'll probably be in Peoria or Springfield or Evanston. No, not Evanston, because not there. Somewhere in South Illinois, probably near the Missouri border. We know how he is. Chief, keep the white vote. That's that shit I don't like. I feel like that would be patronizing, Kiana G, if he played Kanye and R. Kelly. I think that would be patronizing. I did not know him and Common were buddies. I did not know that. Play some Common. There you go. But I think that would go to the soul of black people in Chicago if he plays house music. But let's go. Let's finish this off. I talk too much.
Now, let's be fair. People who hate Trump still hate him after tonight. People who love Trump, people like me, really enjoyed this, tremendously enjoyed this. And then there are people who just aren't sure, but after tonight, they are reminded why Donald Trump was such an effective president, because he just could not be pinned down by these pinheads. And it was just classic. And poor Caitlin, she tried so hard to dominate him. She just wasn't up to it. And constant interruptions, really unprofessional. And he owned the night in a spectacular way.
Yeah, Ben, Trump also ended up offering some advice to the Republicans in Congress on that fight over the debt limit. Watch this.
I say to the Republicans out there, congressmen, senators, if they don't give you massive cuts, you're going to have to do a default. And I don't believe they're going to do a default.
Just to be clear, Mr. President, you think the U.S. should default if the White House does not agree to the spending cuts Republicans
well,
are demanding?
You might as well do it now because you'll do it later, because we have to save this country.
Ben, your thoughts on that strategy?
Well, I think that one of the things that's key here is to understand that, the president understands negotiation, above all. It's something that's historically been, one of his strengths. And I think that Republicans historically have been very bad at it. I think that the current leadership in the House, including Kevin McCarthy, are being quite good at it, are saying, look, we have these basic things. We're going to stick to them, even if all the media calls us crazy, that we are going to demand from this debt ceiling fight. And I think that his comments tonight should just, bolster those Republicans who are sticking with, an overall leadership that, frankly, includes everybody. It includes conservatives and moderates and everybody else, within the coalition that is trying to exact some kind of clear caps and clear spending cuts from this Biden administration that is unwilling to do so in so many different respects.
Governor and Ben, great to see both of you. Thanks so much.
All right. So that's her. That's her. That was Fox News. Bunker TV, hello. Pressure bust pipes or creates diamonds. We the pressure cooking out fight or die, my peoples. Yes, sir. So we went through the big three and their reactions. I'm just wondering what Joy Reid gonna say tonight about that town hall, because they said, nah, you're gonna be late for work tomorrow, so go home. Yeah. But we got to keep going. We got more. We got more. Did you think that was all CNN was going to say, family? Did you know that they cut this off 29 minutes early? Did you know that? Yeah, they stopped it early because when I even looked at the time, I was like 9:18. Why are you ending it so early? Usually they go for about 2 hours, maybe an hour and a half. I was like, okay. They didn't like it. They didn't like what that man was saying. All right, say less. So they had a recap, and I probably should have streamed it as well, but it got spicy, folks. Oh, yes. Who knows of Byron Donalds? Down there in Florida. Yeah, there was a shouting match. Oh, yes. We got to take a look at this, family. Fair use again. And of course, they got crying Vanessa Jones, and the usual suspects. I like how they have the black people bookmarked at the table. I like that. But all right, let's see what they said.
But a couple of things. First of all, town halls are for the voters, not for the press, not for the person who's the moderator. Caitlin spent more time interjecting her own viewpoints or her own views on the situation.
Excuse me, those are actually facts.
Now, are you guys not going to interject your views on here? Do I get a chance to speak now?
If you're speaking falsely, those were facts.
The town hall is for the president to speak to the voters of New Hampshire, not for this back and forth with media. That's number one. Hold on. That's number one. Number two, with respect to Ukraine, I totally disagree. He did not say he was just going to give over Ukraine the way you intimate, Van. He did not say that.
He didn't say
he
did not say that he would stand for victory.
I want y'all to hear something that they just said, and I'm going to prove their hypocrisy really quickly. But just listen to this.
To Ukraine, I totally disagree. He did not say he was just going to give over Ukraine the way you intimate, Van. He did not say that.
He didn't say
what he said.
He did not say that he would stand for victory.
What he said is that he would actually look for a solution to end it quickly. He put 24 hours on it, but let's be very clear. What Joe Biden has done has been a disaster, because initially with Ukraine, Joe Biden wanted to give Vladimir Zelensky a ride out of Dodge. He wanted to give him a plane ride, and it wasn't until of New Hampshire, not for this back and forth with media. That's number one. Hold on. That's number one. Number two, with respect to Ukraine, I totally disagree.
They really sat up there and argued what a town hall is. Tabernacle. Merriam-Webster. Town hall, a noun, a public building used for town government offices and meetings. Second definition, an event at which a public official or political candidate addresses an audience by answering questions posed by individual members, not the press. The town hall was for him to secure his base and get new voters. It wasn't there for y'all to have a one-on-one interview with a crowd. This is the level we're living in. Y'all know this. They're trying to rewrite history and definitions. Back to this.
Those were facts. The town hall is for the president to speak to the voters of New Hampshire, not for this back and forth with media. That's number one. Hold on.
Merriam-Webster divined it, Anderson Cooper. That wasn't for y'all. That was for the voters. Y'all stay in New York and DC. When he comes down there, y'all don't have to work that day. You can be in the audience.
Well, that's number one. Number two, with respect to Ukraine, I totally disagree. He did not say he was just going to give over Ukraine the way you intimate, Van. He did not say that.
He didn't say
what he said
did not say that he
Van, what he said is that he would actually look for a solution to end it quickly. He put 24 hours on it, but let's be very clear. What Joe Biden has done has been a disaster, because initially with Ukraine, Joe Biden wanted to give Vladimir Zelensky a ride out of Dodge. He wanted to give him a plane ride, and it wasn't until people in Moscow, in Ukraine, here in the United States said this invasion is wrong that Joe Biden reversed course.
Do you want a victory in Ukraine? Do you want a victory in Ukraine?
I'm just trying to respond to everything that's been coming up on the table. Last thing, let me say this. We spent 22, 23 minutes talking about January 6th. We could have been talking about a whole lot of other issues instead of doing that for the first half hour or so. But let me be very clear. What was said in this town hall about National Guard troops that were authorized by Caitlin was wrong. I'm on the oversight committee. I was in 2 hearings on January 6th. It was testified in oversight that Donald Trump authorized National Guard troops on January 4. He followed up in a call with then acting Secretary of Defense on January 5, trying to see where the deployment was on those troops. That is testimony in the oversight committee. Everybody testified in oversight committee when Nancy Pelosi was Speaker of the House, except one organization, and that was the Capitol Police.
Did you read the
because Nancy
Secretary of
Pelosi
Defense's
would
book?
not allow that. I'm telling you what was testified to in the oversight committee under oath.
Let me just correct.
I love how Anderson Cooper is sitting there telling somebody that's on the oversight committee what happened in there, when the person who's on the oversight committee actually sat there and listened to everything and read the transcripts. I'm going to say that again. Anderson Cooper is arguing with someone who sits on the House Oversight Committee who was doing January 6th and telling them what the Oversight Committee did when he wasn't sitting in the room. And they wonder why they got sold to Warner Brothers. They wonder why they were under AOL Time Warner. They wonder why Ted Turner said, y'all can have this. Quamon said the interviewer spent way too much time on the unclassified documents at January 6th because they understand. I have to give them credit on that. They understand that's going to be a very contentious point coming up with these elections. That's going to be very contentious because he even said in there he would pardon some of the January 6th people. She interrupted him every time he tried to talk about real issues. The interviewer was trying to act like a fact checker. CNN made Trump look rational and reasonable. Oh, yeah. That's why I said Done with CNN was trending last night. But did y'all think that was it? No, come on. Y'all didn't think that was it, right? We got more. The Trump camp responded. Yes, they did. Tabernacle. So you see, Chris, I'm going to smack everybody that fired me, Cuomo. And this white woman here, who happens to be Liz Harrington, Trump's spokesperson. Let's see what they said. Oh, yes. And you read that caption at the bottom correctly. Chris and Bill O'Reilly are together on this. Not in this clip, I don't think, but on News Nation, yeah, I think they do a show together. But let's hear what they said.
He's going to come back in.
Fair
He
use.
came into the belly of the beast tonight, got a hostile media. He was calm, cool, collected. He masterfully answered every single question in a hostile environment. And guess what? He won over the people in that room.
We'll see how people in the room felt. I didn't get to watch it. Obviously, I've been on TV, but from what I'm reading, seemed like you got a pretty fair shake in terms of what the questions were. But we'll see how that shakes out. You're right about Title 42 going down and nothing being there to replace it that will stop the flow. It's going to be a bloodbath politically, and I think there's going to be a lot of blame to go around, but it's going to be bad for Democrats. The dollar is not close to losing its reserve status, and even if it were, no president can make that any different because it is a world market and different sovereigns make the decision. You can shake your head any way you want, Liz. That's the way the monetary policy in the world market works.
And we're not.
I know we have leverage, but you don't control what the reserve currency is as the U.S. president, and the U.S. dollar is doing just fine as the reserve currency.
No,
but I hear you about the border.
Brazil. Ask all the BRICS nations. Look
Really?
at how they're abandoning the dollar as we speak. And it's the Biden regime
Look
that's
at
pushing
China.
them away.
Look
Yeah,
at China,
China
and look
was
at the
definitely
UAE
one that's
and look
still
how
doing
they
so.
are buying it. But
Chris Cuomo's he got to be the dumbest person in captivity. I get what they're doing though. They're not addressing BRICS because this government still thinks BRICS is not a problem. The media still thinks that BRICS is not a problem. China literally said 2 months ago, along with Russia, we're not going to use the petrodollar no more. We're going to use our own money. They just struck a deal with Brazil to use their own currency and transfer each other's currency between countries and get rid of the US dollar. Whatever reserves in the US dollar they have, they're just going to sell it to third world countries where it's going to have more value for us, but we're going to get nothing out of it. This is what I mean. Now they're going to play catch up when BRICS drops the juggernaut on them. But y'all will be educated because this is what I do over here as my contribution to new black media. I'm going to continually have you be informed on BRICS. Computer robot, hello. Can someone tell me why this useless piece of ish Chris Cuomo's on my screen? Laugh out loud. This man hasn't suffered karma enough. He has to work. He has to work. Let's finish it off.
anyway, that's for another day. I appreciate your take on it. Thank you, Liz Harrington, for making your case for the campaign. Appreciate you taking the opportunity. Hey, thank you for watching.
They gonna learn. They gonna learn. They don't get it. They still thinking BRICS ain't gonna be a problem. I don't get it. I don't get it. But all right. Torian said, just ask Chris, does he make his sauce from the jar or homemade? Psh. He probably set with the Prego bottles. Wait a minute, doesn't he have a job as a lawyer making the big ones? Laugh out loud, his job as a lawyer has been boring for him. He ain't no lawyer. But anyway. What the hell's going on? Oh. Did y'all think that was it? No, that's not it. We're going to have to pivot and talk about reparations. Oh, yes, I saw this video circulate. You know I had to get a piece of this. Y'all know I had to get a piece of this. I'm sure Torian he got his video coming up later, but I have to give my take on this. White people, if you don't understand something, it wouldn't kill you to ask questions. Rumbler, hello. Hope we do all the vile things you dream we do. I don't know what that means, and if you're gonna come in here and troll, you've got one shot. I like an entertaining troll. If you're not going to troll correctly, then you need to go back and learn, and you will do that in silence. Torian said, is this the chick with the long face? Yes. Yes, it is. Let's see what she says. I need to get a piece of this.
You do not deserve reparations for slavery.
This is Megan Fox if she never made it.
People who never owned slaves do not owe anything to people who never were slaves. If a debt is owed to American slaves who are obviously no longer with us, then the debt is each of ours, because we each benefit from living today in a nation that they, among many others, built. But it's not.
Lie, lie, lie. Ma'am, again, white people, let me educate you, white people, because I put your name in the tag. White people, this has nothing to do with you. This is between the Black American descendants of chattel slavery and the U.S. government. Stop being a proxy to the U.S. government. Let me explain something to you, white people. White people, when y'all come outside with these takes talking about, I'm not going to support reparations because I'm not giving my money to people who were never slaves and their ancestors are dead. Okay, great. We can talk about, all the other groups that got it, but I want to leave y'all with this point because I know in your feeble, unwashed heads that you never thought about this. Again, this is a debt between them and the government. If you guys are going to become a proxy for the government and speak for them because somehow your tax dollars go there, so that gives you a right to speak, I don't think y'all want to go down that road, me personally, because once you do that, when these lawsuits over the Belle Biv DeVoe happen, we're going to come back to y'all and say, great, my people died over that Belle Biv DeVoe. You finna pay me since you're a proxy for the government. Okay. Y'all want to continue that game? Let's play that game. When these wars keep happening, because we know these elitists and the globalists want these wars to happen so they can depopulate everybody, since you guys want to be proxies for the US government, which is a major player in these situations, we're going to go get our money from you and our reparations and our reclamation from you personally in your bank accounts. We don't care if it's Chase or Bank of America, Wells Fargo. Do you want to play this game? I don't think y'all want to play this game. When y'all get sick off the food that the US government subsidizes these white farmers to help cultivate and put into the market, and we get sick, great, we're going to come after you as well, since you want to be a proxy for the government. This is why, if you're going to leave the Democrat Party, which she said in her bio, she left the Democrat Party. Now she says she's sane, even though she looks crazy in here. She does look like Rocky Dennis, but we're not going to go there because that's mean. We're going to keep it respectful here. If you're going to act as a proxy for the U.S. government, just like this face that you have on the screen right now, I hope you keep this face, because when you start getting letters saying, hey, since you are a proxy of the government, you're going to be included in this lawsuit because my people got harmed by the US government. I don't think y'all want to play that game. So, white people, since I tagged you in this video through the SEO, this is a debt between the US government and Black American descendants of chattel slavery. If you're for reparations, great. Be an ally and help lobby for this to happen. If you are against it, worry about your own house, because I have over 30 people in here. Trust and believe. If y'all don't come up in discussion, we don't talk about y'all. But this is y'all inserting yourselves in areas where you don't need to be inserted in. But you said more. Please continue.
Not just white Americans who benefit. Especially the younger generations, they have never faced any legal or systemic racism despite what they claim. They deserve nothing other than what they have earned. Just because there are victim mentalities doesn't mean there are actual slaves, okay? There are white Americans whose ancestors paid the ultimate price fighting on behalf of the Union in the Civil War. Do they get
Yeah, and those soldiers were getting their ass kicked, and they needed black people to get in there. So, yeah.
a free pass from paying reparations since we're all taking on the sins
No, because the North had plantations as well.
of our fathers? Are we also taking on their graces? There are white Americans whose ancestors never owned slaves. There are black Americans whose ancestors sold other black people into slavery. This isn't as black and white as we claim, and throwing money at people.
It is black and white. The government's white. The people that were wronged were black.
Doesn't solve their problems, nor will it fix our current cultural obsession with race.
Yes, it will. Everybody in my comment thread will agree with me when I say this. Once they get their reparations, they're going to divorce themselves from the system, create their own economies, create their own schools, create their own legacies, and rebuild the ones that were destroyed by the US government. Y'all don't like that because black people with the limited resources we have can still make a mansion. Y'all need help to make your mansion. Y'all have to marry into your mansion.
There are white Americans who have no generational wealth that you all love to speak of, who have nothing. Americans of all.
You're right. There are some white people that don't have generational wealth, yet we can look up stats and say you guys have six figures while we're in the low teens, low single digits, low fours. But all right.
All colors who have nothing. What about them? If we're going to continue to hand out government aid, then it has to continue to be needs-based. And if you say black Americans.
What did I tell y'all about the American racist family? They say something within 10 seconds own themselves. What do you think reparations is, ma'am? It's need-based. It's needs-based. It is cash payments and legislation to protect black people in this country, specifically for the bullshit that you and your ilk are trying to foist off if reparations passes. I shouldn't even say if, when it passes. Because we know the hate crime is going to go through the roof. We know this. Oh, the hoods are going to come outside in broad daylight. The white supremacist police groups, oh, they're going to be in full force, trolling through our neighborhoods, trying to see who got that check on them. You think extortion ain't going to be high nowadays? You don't think that's going to go through the roof on black businesses and black people? But leave it to one of these evangelical assholes. But they love Jesus so much. Love thy neighbor.
Need more because of a history that includes slavery, well, they will continue to benefit then disproportionately from needs-based aid. It's a win-win. But giving money to people, even if they don't need it, just because of who their ancestors were, is abhorrent. You
mean like the, I can't even say the word, like the ANs? Y'all know what I'm talking about. AZOV, like them, and what the US government's been doing because of their ancestors. The Führer, I don't think y'all want to have that conversation.
Cannot fix one wrong with another wrong. What about every single struggling American of every color?
We were fine in 2019, ma'am. See, you walked away in 2020, dumbass. So that means you were cool with Hillary in 2016. Yeah, but we not done. Historian's still here. We not done. I don't know if he saw this. We go down, family. Look at the quote she put up. Oh, yes.
Slavery has been a universal institution for thousands of years, as far back as you can trace human history. And what we're looking at is if slavery is something that happened to one race of people in one country, when in fact the spread of it was around the world. In 1776, which is when Adam Smith published The Wealth of Nations, as well as when the United States got started, he said that Western Europe is the only place in the world where there is no slavery. And even the Western Europeans had vast numbers of slaves in the Western Hemisphere, yes, but not in Western Europe itself. And so if you're going to have reparations for slavery, it's going to be the greatest transfer of wealth back and forth, and between and cross hauling, as they say in the railroads, because
for an economist, he was wrong. I wished he would have retracted this statement a few years ago. Sir, the biggest wealth transfer in history just happened in 2020.
Number of whites, for example, who were enslaved in North Africa by the Barbary pirates exceeded the number of Africans enslaved in the United States and in the American colonies before that, put together. I know, but nobody is going to North Africa to ask for reparations because nobody is going to be fool enough to give it to them. Here we have intellectuals who can imagine a different history from the rest of the world, even though it's so similar to the rest of the world.
Interesting. What y'all think about that? I'm just being silent because I'm trying to understand that. Every time they say something stupid like this, somehow some bootleg shows up as someone who's gonna say, see, they agree with me. Interesting. These people, boy. These people. Let's look at some of these comments, shall we? So this black man came in and he said, my ancestors didn't get paid, created wealth for others, none for future generations. Slavery's legacy of racism has a long tail. Reparations, recognition of past state-sponsored sins. She comes back and said, recognition of past state-sponsored sins has clearly happened. How do you propose reparations would work? He said reparations, recognition of white supremacy has institutionalized black racism, all in facets of life and industry corrected. Establish capital funds to make investments and loans to black consumers and businesses, all industries. Lump in monthly payment for life for damages. Here we go. Actually, nobody's more maligned than a white, straight, masculine man these days. Shit.
We
don't keep no bitches around us, man. We stay bitchless, nigga.
The white hetero Christian male. Now he's saying that they're the most maligned people. Yeah, all right, sir. Guess what? Y'all still make money when you're being quiet. So shut up. Miss me with this. By the way, FBA is trending again. I'm curious. He doesn't know. All he wants are the funds. Maybe if they would stop using the victim card, society would be so much better to live in. The victim card. You mean like how white people are being victims now? All right, say less. I mean, the pivot. White people have been doing since 2020. Let's see. Fund the black schools just like you fund the white schools. Reparations will work by paying the blood debt caused by white America. Foundational black Americans built this country from the ground up and never got paid for that. There's one instance on how reparations would work. That's more of a rationale on why reparations are needed, not a solution. Reparations can only be cash payments. You can't identify most slaves if you can identify the family of slave owners. Going after them and their families. They stupid. A lot of them have their records, so shut up. I wonder why we talk reparations for slavery, but not for the families of the folk who gave lives to end it, where people died for people to be free, but get no thanks. God, they don't read books. I could tell all these people failed history class. Stupid. They got paid for being soldiers. Dumb. God, I tell you, white people, man, they so dumb. They're so dumb. But yes, folks, before we get up out of here, we got to talk about Title 42. Now, Title 42 is supposed to end tomorrow. We've seen the videos. The migrants are waiting for them to open the door. Biden's been getting killed on Title 42. So now he's trying to be the student who knows their project is due tomorrow and trying to hastily rush to put something together so they could get a grade. New U.S. immigration measures set to replace Title 42. This was written yesterday. I'm sorry. Where is the part? Yes. Welcome back to World Brief, where new U.S. immigration policies target asylum seekers at the Mexican border. The U.S. is preparing to say goodbye to the one set of immigration measures and hello to another. On Thursday at 11:59 p.m., Title 42 will officially end, marking more than 3 years of the pandemic-era public health policy impacting immigration and border control. We know what it is. In its place, the Biden administration introduced new policies on Wednesday to create tougher consequences for people who cross the border illegally, said U.S. Secretary of Homeland Security Alejandro Mayorkas. The measure will go into effect when Title 42 ends. The new regulations say migrants arriving at the U.S.-Mexico border will be considered ineligible for asylum in the United States if they fail to use official asylum pathways or travel through other countries without seeking protection there first. Non-Mexican migrants would be most affected by this measure. Last week, Mexico City signed an agreement with Washington to continue accepting migrants from Cuba, Haiti, Nicaragua, and Venezuela who are turned away at the U.S. border, as well as up to 100,000 citizens of Honduras, Guatemala, and El Salvador who have family in the United States. Washington also included a new digital campaign in Latin America on Wednesday to counter disinformation from smugglers. This coincides with a U.S. order that coordinates the efforts between Colombia and Panama to stop smugglers passing through the Darien Gap, a dangerous crossing that hundreds of thousands of people attempt each year. Do not listen to the lies of the smugglers, Mayorkas want. This is what will happen to you. You will be returned. So you want Mexico to keep bringing the Haitians in. All right. No. And Flournoy. No. And Taylor said, these people claim to be Christian, yet don't seem to understand that one thing it says in the Bible was seek knowledge and understand. They don't want to seek knowledge, nor do they want to understand shit. They ain't never going to understand. Curly girl. They are speaking from their whitewash history, a bunch of nothing. Facts. They don't care. They don't care. They never did. But we knew this. Yes, we did. We already knew this. I just find it funny that, again, the white voting base is going to get us destroyed out here. Y'all gonna like this. They said this is what they're doing at the border, ordering DoorDash.
Check this out. Migrants are actually ordering DoorDash and food deliveries on the Mexican side to get by until we take custody. Also, they believe, as the migrants you see here inside this shelter, that the U.S. is obligated to hear their asylum claims when Title 42 drops on Thursday night. In Tijuana, which is Mexico's second largest city, you have 30 shelters. All of them are packed, overflowing, 16 to 20,000 migrants crammed into tents and bunks. And
they're going to drop them right where we're at. Ooh.
That this is a humanitarian crisis, and we're here.
Here we go.
What's important is that we really establish that this is a humanitarian crisis, and we're here.
South Shore residents responded with resounding rejection.
While this crisis may constitute an emergency for the city of Chicago, it does not constitute an emergency for the South Shore community.
Incoming migrants have overwhelmed district police stations by the hundreds.
It's my turn. It's my turn. Hello.
But city leaders could barely eke out a word of the details about a proposed respite center at the former South Shore High School.
When it comes to the total number of people at South Shore at any given point in time, it is fluid. We'd start with 250, 500.
How could you do that without consulting us? I am concerned with safety in the area.
What's important is that we
Hey. Huh? 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 Oh, we got Fox News. They went outside. Let's see what they said.
Dominic, your reaction to what's going to happen today,
Fair
what's been
use.
happening since Biden took office.
We have to get back to basics. We have to make America first. We did strong immigration policy.
My man, I don't want to be petty. My man, never mind. I was going to crack on his shoes, but I ain't even going to do that. This is serious.
To make America first. We did strong immigration policy. We need to know who's coming into the country. It's a privilege to come into the country. I do believe immigration, people should come in, but it has to be the right way. We need to know who's here between crime and drugs and disease, and it's a big safety issue.
Lisa Angelo, you know what I was really shocked at? There were people in Chicago, working class people in Chicago, who were saying, hey, I don't like the fact that a lot of these people are coming in and they're grabbing my jobs. They're undercutting me.
And I agree with that. And it's not only with that. I don't agree with them just breaking the law, coming in, getting money from the taxpayer. So we are paying for everything. I'm an immigrant myself. I went through the process. So why they should do the same thing? So now he's sending 1,500 troops to the border for what? To sit behind a desk and do a paperwork. So they're not protecting anything. He doesn't care. This is being done on purpose.
Kian, I'm wondering, I've never seen the federal government fighting states' law enforcement. That's what's happening. Texas was putting out barbed wire, stopping it, and the Border Patrol are told to let him in.
It is like you said, it's a real issue when it comes to that. How do I say?
It's Blank Man. It's Blank Man. It's gotten that serious.
My milk of magnesia.
Let me stop. This is serious.
It's in a situation where you have to stop them from coming in somehow. You have to stop illegal immigrants from coming in.
Ain't it funny, family, that it's always the immigrants who wanna they come here, they talk shit, but then when illegal immigration come in and it touches them, then they want to stand up and say it's not cool. No, remember, New Black Media done told you this for years. They don't like illegal immigration. Mm. Look at this. Mm. What be this? This was yesterday. Major reversal. Biden resurrects Trump's border policy ahead of the Title 42 repeal. Hmm. Mm, mm, mm. All right, family. Yes, they do. Unfortunately, what is going to end up happening is these folk, they're going to be pissed. And you know how this country is. A bunch of vigilantes going to go do something. Let me tell you something. If you're for illegal immigration, you need your ass kicked. Because y'all are the same ones who say, oh, we'll let illegal immigrants live in our house until they get on their feet. Then they take your fucking house. Then you want to be on TV bitching. All right. No matter how much commentary and how many papers with cited statistics, they still want to have that border open because they think that they're going to be in power forever. Stupid. They vote Republican, especially the Latinos. Mm, mm, mm. They don't get it. All we know, Chicago, the GDs and the vice lords should have been outside on them, but we know. But I'm not going to talk about that. I'm going to leave. So I appreciate y'all on this impromptu live. Check me out at 5 o'clock. Got to upload for y'all. Y'all will love it. Check out Torian's video at 2 o'clock. Afro later tonight. And yeah. Enjoy the rest of your day. Reem, hello. Democrats are so stupid. It actually baffles me sometimes. They're not stupid. They just think that they're right. But anyway, y'all, let me get up out of here. Take care. Stay safe. And y'all know what to do when the agitators of peace come to mess up your existence.